Good evening. Ritesh, thank you so much for the kind introduction. I met Ritesh a few years ago at some of the functions, and of course in the community, business community, you do bump into one another. And I always say, I know he's a lot younger than me, but in the business world, he's probably twice my age, and someone I really respect, purely from a business perspective. And some of you, a lot of you in this room probably don't realise, and part of my respect for Ritesh is how much he's done for charity back home and here. We had a charity ball at our hotel at Heathrow a couple of weeks ago. We raised nearly £500,000 in one evening for cancer research, and Ritesh again was very kind in supporting that charity for us. But how much he does, and actually seeing here tonight, and he spoke to me about this dream. Surinder, the Tamil community, I didn't have the support. A lot of the youngsters, don't have the support. I just really want to encourage them. Anything I can do. So certainly from my own heart, if anyone deserves a knighthood or any accolade, it's Ritesh. So thank you very much, Ritesh. I'm just going to share my sort of journey with you because I always say that I actually led or started off with quite a sad life. That when I was about 2 weeks old, not that I remember, but I was given away. I was adopted by my mum's younger sister. I was always told later on in life that was a mistake. I was born after a 10-year gap to my next brother and my other two siblings. And my mum's younger sister didn't have any kids, so I was, like I said, 2 weeks old, given away. And Mum and Dad and my older brother came to England in '65. And all I remember growing up, I used to say to I thought my cousin brother and sister in India, and I used to say to them, that auntie from England, why does she love me more than the other nieces and nephews? Not realising that she was my real mum. 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, and Mum went back from England to marry off my eldest brother and sister. She realised that Surinder, I was turning out to be a real gangster at the age of 11 and a half. Seriously, I used to carry a knife, I used to gamble, and I wouldn't study. And if any teacher, anyone would say anything, my mum and dad in India would go and tell off the teacher and say, he's our only son, leave him alone, you don't say anything to him. So my real mum said to my mum and dad in India, look, send Surinder to London, I'll educate him, I'll sort him out, put him on the straight and narrow, and then he can come back to you. So I came to London, landed at Heathrow in '72 at the age of 13. And the first thing I said to them, greeted them and said, hello uncle, hello auntie, because that's what I thought they were. They were my uncle and auntie, and it was only a few days later over dinner they sat me down and said, look, we need to share something with you. And they told me the truth. And it was a bit of a shock, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm lucky because I've got two mums and dads. I've got mum and dad in India, and I've got mum and dad here. And I did learn very quickly that my dear mum, my late mum, here in London, she was like Maggie, the Iron Lady, because a couple of times I told some porkies. I was clearing off from school, going swimming and doing things, and I got a bit of a bashing, the typical Indian way. And I was only 15 that she actually dragged me out to the local Southall market and said, better earn some money, pocket money. So I went to work at this guy's store, and he said, come and work, 9 to 6, and I'll pay you £1.50 a day. And about 3 weeks later he said to me, why don't you come at 6 o'clock and help me set the stall up, and I'll pay you £2 a day. And I thought it was a good deal, so I used to work from 6 to 6. So that was really the learning of my beginning of my life. The only sad part was that when I came from India at the age of 13 and a half, I didn't know the alphabet, I didn't know any English at all. So this is where all of you in this room are in much better position than I am, or I was. That I was never fortunate enough to go beyond O-levels because my English wasn't good enough, and the first 3 months I was with the foreign students learning English. And then at the end of the term, the headmaster called me in and said, Surinder, because of your age, you should be going into 4th year, but because of your lack of English, we'll put you into 3rd year. And I thought it was like a promotion, and I thanked him so many times. So it was really a bit of a struggle. And after the O-levels, I couldn't really genuinely progress any further. So what do I want to do? I was at crossroads. And I thought, I'll actually quite fancy the power, the uniform. I'll be a policeman. And exactly the same as Ratish said. The first thing, a family uncle who came to our house, and my mom and dad are saying, we can't believe Surinder, after doing all this, wants to be a policeman. You know, he doesn't want to be a doctor, he doesn't want to be an accountant. So again, and this uncle said, why don't you be a pilot, Surinder? And I said, me? You know, got no chance. So he actually paid for it himself. Took me to the London School of Flying at Elstree. I had one lesson, absolutely loved it. And I came back and said to mom and dad, do you know what, that's what I want to do. I want to be a pilot. But because of lack of education, there's no way I can actually get paid for, so I'll have to pay for it myself. And mum and dad, again, what we have, the Asian community, we're very lucky. Said, don't worry son, we'll mortgage our house, we'll sell our house, if that's what you want to do, we'll pay for it. And I thought, no, I can't make my elderly parents do that. And I went and got a job with British Airways as a junior clerk, literally earning £34–35 a week. That would only be enough for me to get one flying lesson per week, because it was £21 an hour in those days to learn to fly. And one day I'm sitting in the office with some of the other staff, and one of the girls said, oh, I work as a waitress at the Excelsior Hotel in Heathrow. And if you want some more money, Surinder, perhaps you go and get another job yourself. I went to the Excelsior, and the first thing the guy said, any experience? And I said, no, I don't even drink, I said goodbye, off you go. And I then saw the other hotel around the corner, which was the Penta Hotel. It was renamed a few years ago as the Renaissance Hotel at Heathrow. And I looked there, and I went there, and I thought, no harm in asking. And the guy said, yeah, we'll teach you, come in and 6 o'clock till 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning. So I would then do a day job in BA, 9 to 5:15, finish, go straight to the Penta Hotel, put on my waiter's jacket, and I'll be there till 1, 2, sometimes maybe beyond 2 in the morning, come home and back at BA the next morning. So I got my pilot's license, thankfully, in 78 and 79 with the recession. BA closed their training school, college in Hamble, where they used to teach pilots, and there was a recession all around. There was no jobs in flying, and the only offer I got was to give up my full-time job in British Airways, where I was still working, and go and work for Wimpy Construction in the Middle East, flying twin props. And I thought, don't want to give up all this security, just think the Hindustani way. I don't want to do that. And I then, in '82, I got the taste of earning extra money, and the financial advisor from Abbey Life, who used to come around to our house trying to fly, come from the front door, I'll leave from the back door. And my mum said to me, look, the only thing Surinder might be interested in, not buying any products from you, but is if you've got any jobs, he's interested in earning more money. So I went for interviews, got a job as a financial advisor, so which meant I'd have to obviously go and do some work in the office and then go and see clients. I couldn't do that by doing my day job. So I then switched over to working with someone like British Airways, where you got shift work 24/7. I then changed my job to early shifts. I'll start at 6:30 in the morning, finish at 2:30, go to my Abbey office, do some work there, and 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, I'll be then seeing clients in the evenings. If I came home before 11 p.m, my dear wife or mum would say, what's the matter, son? Didn't you do well? Can you get any clients tonight? You're too early. I remember one particular night where I did my day job, morning job in BA, went to the office, had an appointment in Luton that evening, 7 o'clock, winter night. I went straight from Hounslow to Luton, saw the client there, had another meeting in 9 o'clock in Hemel Hempstead. And I went and knocked on the door, and the guy said, I'm sorry, Mr. Arora, can you wait in the car? Because I've got another advisor here, so until I finish. And I was sitting in the car, cold night, thinking, I've lost the sale. And he came out about 9:30. I went back in and I was there with the client. We got on so well. I was there till about 2:30 in the morning. And I left and I even reversed my car in lamppost, which I've just bought recently, a brand new car. But I was so excited, I'd done so well that evening. I didn't even bother checking on bumper. But home, 3 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 I was back at British Airways again. So that was the kind of life I led. I mean, I don't know how I managed to produce 3 kids in between. My wife used to always, she had my photo being behind the front door. If you see this man, let him in, he's your dad. So that was really the work of my working career in proper, doing 2-3 jobs at the same time. And somehow I got into property in the early 80s, mid 80s it was. And one thing or another, late 80s, I started buying some big property, buying an Asda store, buying some shops and pubs and other places in London. And at that time, a boss from Abbey Life, who was from Kerala, said, "Son, I'll put some money in, and you can buy some bigger properties." And we did really well until he retired and went back to South India. So did quite well in property. And in 93, 92, I was driving from a health club I used to go to near Heathrow home, and I saw on the Bath Road near Heathrow 4 derelict houses for sale. And I thought, I still like my links near Heathrow, I like the aviation road, I've got my pilot's license, I love watching planes. So I thought I'll go to the auction and I'll buy these houses. And all of you in this room are probably too young to know, but there was a